Ever had a great product idea and then froze at the next step? How do I break this down? What do I build first? Do I need a backend or just an API? You're not alone. Most devs and honestly, most founders get stuck before writing a single line of code. Not because they're lazy or unmotivated, but because they can't clearly see what comes next. And when your idea feels fuzzy, it's easy to drop it. Or even worse, overthink it for weeks without building anything. But there's a smarter way to start. Let me show you a system that I've built that takes ideas messy, half-formed, and turns them all automatically into dev tasks with AI, Notion, and a tool called n8n. Hey, I'm Dan. I've been a developer for over 10 years, but these days I focus more on systems that build for me. And this one is one of my favorites because planning out dev tasks by hand is slow, repetitive, and honestly kind of painful. And AI is way better at it than I expected. In this video, I'll show you what a from idea to task system looks like, how I break down messy product ideas with AI, and how you can use the same approach to move faster, solo or with a team. Let me walk you through it. Okay, so we have this project table right here in Notion. Each of the lines here, I only have one right now, but each of the lines here is a new project that we'll build tasks for. So for this example, I took an app called Scripta and I added a description, an app that helps video content creators organize their content, build scripts with AI, and keep the same style across all content. And then I added a preferred tech stack, then some versioning, and then a status. Right now it's ready for tasks. Now let me show you what the automation did. First, it broke down what the functionalities should be: content organization, AI script builder, style consistency tool, collaboration features. And then based on this breakdown, it created an architecture, a technical one. So you'll need an AI script microservice, a web application frontend, a mobile application, a user data management microservice, a CI/CD infrastructure, and a centralized logging and monitoring. Okay, after it built the architecture, it took each one of those blocks right here and it created the tasks inside the backlog. So those were all created automatically. Let me show you an example. So the first block right there was AI script microservice. It's ordered. We have the index right here, and it created step-by-step development tasks that help developers move faster. So when you click on one of those, you'll see a description, initialize the folder and package structure, and then some tags. The first one is always the name of the block of architecture. Then the test cases. And then we have the build instructions, create a new Spring Boot project with Gradle, define the base. Okay, and this is how you can get from a messy product idea to actionable tasks. Now let me share with you why this automation is actually helpful. It saves weeks of planning every time you start a new project. It gives you structure instantly so you don't spend time second guessing what to build. It generates developer-ready tasks, not vague ideas, complete with descriptions, test cases, and even step-by-step builds. It helps developers code faster, no blockers, no back and forths. And most importantly, it keeps your momentum going. This runs in n8n, which is open source. That means that you can deploy it on your local machine or deploy it on some server. But I chose to use their cloud version. You can click the link in the description below if you want to do that too. n8n connects Notion to AI and automates the whole workflow. Okay, now let me show you how this works. First, let's delete everything we have right here, delete pages. So we start from scratch. We'll delete everything that the AI added, even set the status to new. Then we'll take the files inside and delete those. Now let's edit the description, an app that helps video content creators organize their content, build scripts with AI, and keep the same style across all content. Okay, we added a preferred tech stack, we added React Native. This means we want a mobile app, but let's keep this for now. Now, this automation runs in n8n, a open source automation tool. You can run it locally or host it yourself, but I chose to use their cloud version. So this workflow right here connects Notion to AI, runs the logic, and automates the whole workflow. So let me run this automation and see what it does. It is going through the first flow. It just created the breakdown one, the breakdown page, and it changed the version to 1. Now we can open this and see the functionalities. So this feature: content organization, AI script builder, style consistency. Please add something for collaboration, and the module for payments integrated with Stripe. Okay, now we go back in n8n and run it again. Now it's going through the second flow. It changed the version to 2 and it created breakdown 2. Okay, so it also added the collaboration tools and the payments module. Now let's say that we are happy with this breakdown, and let's change the status to ready for architecture. After we change the status, we go back and press right here on test workflow. Now it's going through the next flow. It creates an architecture page right here. It changed the version for architecture to 1. Then we can open it and we can see that we have architecture right here. It added how the high-level architecture would look like. Now let me also add, please add a microservice for payments integrated with Stripe. And let's say that I agree with all the others, but also let's call this one user authentication microservice. Let's close this and run the automation again, test workflow. Now it went through the 4th flow. Okay, now let's see what it did. It created architecture 2. You have the AI script builder microservice, the front-end application, the user authentication microservice, and the payment microservice. Now let's say that we are happy with this architecture, and let's move to ready for tasks. Now let's run the automation again. Now it's going through the last flow. This one takes a bit more time because it generates tens of tasks. Now the code block split the tasks, and now it got to the loop over items, and now if we go back to Notion, we can see the tasks added one by one. Okay, it is done. Now we have the tasks right here from the first microservice that it received, the AI script builder microservice. The first one is to set up the project structure. This is always the first task in developing a new microservice. It has the description, it has the test cases, and then it has the build instructions. So everything, even configuring the sub packages. Then we have the add dependencies in the build Gradle file, add dependencies, and it gave us what dependencies to add. It chose Postgres for us, which is great. And then configure PostgreSQL database. Then it tells us how to configure the database. Then implement the data model, create entity classes under entity, use entity annotation. This is great. If you want more systems like this, hit subscribe. I post new ones every week. Drop a build it in the comments if you want to see me automate this workflow step by step, and see you in the next one.